one of the potential opponents being floated around for Deontay Wilder's voluntary defense of his WBC heavyweight title, if he decides to take it, is fellow American unbeaten heavyweight and Al Heyman's stablemate, Gerald Washington. Now, Washington, I believe, is ranked number 15 by the WBC. And according to the WBC rules, the champions can actually only pick somebody from within the top 10. This is not like with the IBF. The IBF allow top 15, WBC only allow top 10. But Mauricio Suleiman has said that with special permission, Wilder will be able to pick somebody from the top 15. Now, I don't know what the criteria is for this special permission. Maybe I'll have a read of the WBC rules and see if it says anything about it in there. But certainly the WBC are not normally as rigid when it comes to their rules as the IBF are. The IBF tend to be the most rigid and strict when it comes to the rule book out of the four major sanctioning bodies or governing bodies. The WBC, as you've seen with Canelo, can make up stuff as they go along. Make up catchweight belts and all types of stuff. So are they doing that here with Wilder? I don't know. But perhaps they're trying to appease Wilder a little bit at this point because he's been talking about vacating. He says he's not happy with the fact that the WBC are taking so long to suspend Povetkin and all this type of stuff. So maybe they're trying to appease him a little bit and say, okay, have a voluntary defense and you can pick somebody from the top 15, not just the top 10, just to keep him happy. Maybe that's what they're doing. Now, if he does take this voluntary defense and it is Gerald Washington, you know, sue me for this, kill me for this, do whatever you like to me for this, but I think it's actually not a bad fight. To me, it's interesting. Because, and don't get it twisted, there's other fighters in the top 15 that I'd rather Deontay Wilder fought. In fact, let me just check that top 15 ranking and have a look at some of these names on here. All right, let's go through it. From number 1 to number 15, we got Alexander Povetkin 1, although we know the situation there. We got Berman Stavern 2, Kubrat Pulev 3, Johan Dupar 4, Carlos Takam 5, Joseph Parker 6, Andy Ruiz 7, David Haye 8, Bryant Jennings 9, Malik Scott 10, Artur Spilka 11, Eric Molina 12, Derek Chisora 13, 14 is Ruslan Chagayev, 15 Gerald Washington. Now, out of those guys, Deontay Wilder's fought a few of those guys before. He fought Stavern, he's fought Dupar, he's fought Malik Scott, he's fought Spilka. So we can rule those guys out. He's also fought Eric Molina. So forget about those guys. Do you really want to see rematches with those guys right now? Me personally, I'd rather see him fight somebody else. Now, there is David Haye, but do people really want to see David Haye get that opportunity? It would be a good fight, but let's not get it confused. A lot of boxing fans are angry at David Haye and they don't think he deserves a title shot right now. So even though it would be a good fight, there's a lot of boxing fans who think, you know what, David Haye needs to earn it, man. This is a guy who don't need to be gifted an opportunity. He needs to earn it. Force him to earn it. So a lot of people are going to say that about David Haye. Kubrat Pulev, now that's a good fight. I would like to see, that might even be my first choice out of the top 15 guys. I would like to see Kubrat Pulev versus Deontay Wilder. Yes. Carlos Takam, he's coming off a loss. Joseph Parker, yep, I'd like to see that too. I don't know if Parker would take it right now. He seems to be going the IBF route, but maybe he would. So if they offer it to him, we'll see. Andy Ruiz, I'm sure Andy Ruiz would take the Deontay Wilder fight. But how many people would really want to see Andy Ruiz fight Wilder? Some people would. Most people probably wouldn't. Then we got Bryant Jennings. Bryant Jennings, has he fought since the Ortiz fight? I don't think he has. So he's coming off a KO loss. Not a big puncher. Would people want to see Bryant Jennings versus Deontay Wilder? Some people may. It might go down well in the States. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that. Me personally, that wouldn't be my first choice. Then we got Malik Scott. Yeah, he's already fought him. Spilka, Molina. Derek Chisora, he's coming off a loss as well. So, not really. Ruslan Chagayev, he's coming off a loss. And then we got Gerald Washington. So really and truly out of that list, and obviously I don't want to see a rematch with Stavern. So really and truly out of that list, with Povetkin being on the sidelines for the moment until the WBC make their rulings, you've got Gerald Washington, you got Bryant Jennings, you got Andy Ruiz, and you've got Kubrat Pulev as the most viable opponents there. And I've just said that Pulev would be my personal first choice. But Gerald Washington, you know, he hasn't looked particularly impressive in his career. A lot of people felt that he lost to Nagy Aguilera. But he did beat Amir Mansour. And actually, a lot of people thought he lost that too. Or they at least thought that was a draw. In fact, was it a draw on the cards? I can't remember now. Or did Washington get the decision? I've totally forgotten. But it was a close fight anyway. He boxed very negatively against Amir Mansour. And that's why I felt that he was probably going to beat Eddie Chambers as well when he fought him, because yes, we know Eddie Chambers has got skills, but Eddie Chambers has got skills if you stand in front of him and you're around his type of height where he can reach you. Then he's got skills. Then he's got better skills than a guy like Gerald Washington. But if Gerald Washington, as he did against Amir Mansour, decided to box negatively, as we found out he did in the Eddie Chambers fight, I always knew it was going to be very difficult for Eddie Chambers. And that's what I always felt Gerald Washington was going to do in the Chambers fight. He knows he can't stand there and try and swap counter punches and all that type of stuff with Eddie Chambers. He was never going to try to do that. He was going to stay on the back foot, stay tall, use his height and reach, box negative. Now, let's say he did that against Deontay Wilder. Obviously, Wilder is as tall as he is, so Wilder can reach him. But Gerald Washington can jab. He does have some basic boxing skills there. He's a big man. He's athletic. This guy's not fat. He can punch a bit himself. For a voluntary defense, for a marking time fight, I wouldn't mind it. As I say, Pulev is my first choice. But Washington, I don't know. I don't hate the fight. Let's just put it that way. I don't hate it. Especially when you got these massive heavyweights like that and they're athletic and they can move, as both of these guys can. I personally wouldn't mind it. I think it might turn out to be interesting. We don't know what Gerald Washington's chin's like. But yeah, let me know what you think about it anyway, people. Is this a horrible fight if it got made? Would you, as I do, prefer Kubrat Pulev to get that voluntary chance against Deontay Wilder? That's the fight I would like to see. Maybe you wouldn't mind him rematching somebody like Johan Dupar or Berman Stavern. Maybe you wouldn't mind to see him fight Andy Ruiz. Maybe you think David Haye should get that opportunity. Even though you don't like him, even though you don't like the fact that he's been fighting cab drivers and whatnot and hasn't been working his way to the top, hasn't been taking on top-ranked opposition the way he promised he was going to do. Maybe you still feel, because of the quality of the fight, that you'd like to see David Haye versus Deontay Wilder. Maybe you'd like to see Bryant Jennings. Maybe you'd like to see Chisora get a shot even though he's coming off a loss. Or Takam, because he's coming off a loss as well. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below, people, about everything I talked about in this video and all the names that I've raised, all right? It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.